Welcome to Fanboy and Critic, where we go watch new movies out in theaters and give you our review, both the good and the bad. I'm Joe Ortiz, and I'll be your fanboy.
And I'm Sam McClure, I'll be your critic.
This week on Fanboy and Critic, we got to see Halloween. I guess it would be considered a remake or a continuation.
It's sort of a sequel where they ignored all the other sequels.
So remake, sequel, whatever you want to call it.
Halloween is a horror movie franchise started by John Carpenter, and it's about a serial killer who specifically seems to target Jamie Lee Curtis over and over again.
Yep.
This one is directed by David Gordon Green, starring Jamie Lee Curtis, Judy Greer, Toby Huss, Andy Matichik, which I haven't seen her in anything, but she was one of the main characters. Alright, Jay, I know John Carpenter was one of the executive producers on this movie, but really David Gordon Green would probably be the person you point to the most as influencing this movie. So what do you think he did well? Do you think he captured, like, how Halloween is supposed to be? Or do you think he missed the mark? Since you're, like, I haven't seen any of the Halloweens before, so you're probably more of a fan of this genre.
I think he definitely hit the mark on this one. It felt so much like a Halloween movie. I mean, from beginning to the very end. The very first scene when you do see him put on that mask, it just gave me chills. And I like how they kept it. I mean, it aged. The mask actually aged, and you could tell that it wasn't going to be some fresh new mask. And I really like the fact that they kept that. The way they brought back Michael Myers was awesome. I mean, like I said, all the killings he did was just that style. And they kind of had the 80s feel, I felt like. Mm-hmm. I mean, there weren't enough boobies in this one like they would do in the 80s, but they definitely kept the feel. And that's what I was mostly happy about in this movie.
I think it helped me a lot that I hadn't seen the other ones. I definitely, like, the tension was there. I feel like the horror and the thrills were there. I think they did a good job of that sort of thing. The structure and pacing of the movie was kind of off. They sort of introduced characters in a way that made some characters seem more important than others. Like, Jamie Lee Curtis's character doesn't really get introduced until, like, maybe 15, 20 minutes into the movie. And she's definitely the main character.
Yeah.
There were some twists that came up that were kind of predictable. But overall, like, I enjoyed it. I thought it was a decent horror movie. I wanted maybe a little bit more solid storytelling. They took a long time to get into the action.
Yeah.
They could have structured it a little bit better, but other than that, I think it did what it set out to do, and that's always a good thing. All right, Jay, convince the critics out there why the remake of Halloween is good enough to put it in the same sentence as the original.
Critics, you're gonna go want to watch this Halloween because they finally did it right. I feel like after 7 movies, this is a good movie, a good Halloween movie. They finally did it right.
I mean, fanboys, like, I feel like you can go and watch the original and maybe the sequel to the original, and it'll probably be much more worth your time, and you can relax on the couch and, like, dim the lights, and you don't have to be in a full theater. You can actually get that full scare if you watch the originals at home. I think that's a better option. But honestly, it's not the worst horror movie to go watch this October. All right, Jay, on to the ratings. What would you rate this movie?
As much as I say I want to like it, I think I'm at a maze. The more I think about it, compared to all the other Halloweens, all the other remakes, this is definitely better. This is so refreshing to see them revive Michael Myers, and they did such a great job now that I really think about it.
Yeah, when we left the theater, you're kind of like, I'm not so sure.
Yeah, but I mean, now thinking back, compared to those other movies, this was amazing. So I'm going to say I really enjoyed it. They did a real great job of bringing him back, and they didn't change him a bit. Like I said, every way, every kill, how he moved, it was him, and they did a great job.
Yeah, I'm going to give this a like, actually. I like horror. I haven't seen the other ones of these, but, I think they did a good job invoking the right sort of scares, and it's not jump scares or loud noises that a lot of worse movies sort of fall back on. Mm-hmm. Those are just more of surprises and shocks. This actually set up a mood. And there was a good chunk of, like, the final, like, fight or whatever, the final section where nothing happened, and it was terrifying that nothing was happening. right?
Yeah, I agree.
So, you know, I liked it. I think it did what it was supposed to do. All right, thanks for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment below. Tell us what you thought of the movie. And check us out next time for Bohemian Rhapsody, which I'm really excited about.
Yeah, I can't wait to see that one. And viewers, we'll see you for our next review.
This is Halloween, pumpkins scream in the dead of night.